Coming up, Iowa City Police seek help in an ongoing investigation.
An Iowa City icon closes its doors.
Iowa women's basketball bounces back in a big way.
The worst is over. Get ready for a warmer week up ahead. All of the full forecast and weather.
All that and more
Coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Friday, January 24th. I'm Johnny Valtman.
And I'm Avery Arns.
And the third member of our team, Jake Rios, is live at the Skybridge to tell us today's weather story.
We've had some snow these last few days, Jake, but can we expect more over the weekend?
Yeah, guys, I am currently in the Skybridge right now where it is a bitter cold 7 degrees outside, and hopefully we can get that to change later this week. But the good news is we cannot actually expect snow later today, and we will see temperatures rise to about a manageable 27 degrees this afternoon. Temperatures will then drop slightly by around 23 degrees tonight, and the wind is going to make that feel slightly cooler. Tomorrow it'll start off at around 21 degrees and a little bit cloudy. Now, I'll have more in the week on, but for now, I'll send it over to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jake. The Iowa City Police Department are once again seeking the public to come forward for any information regarding a shooting from late December. 38-year-old Christine Blount was shot in the early morning on December 30th. The incident occurred in the 600 block of South Dodge Street in Iowa City. Authorities are asking anyone with helpful information regarding the case to contact the police department.
Plans to renovate the frequently used pedestrian bridge at the University of Iowa have been canceled. The project cancellation on the Riverside Drive pedestrian bridge was because no area contractors submitted bids for proposal or cost estimates. The bridge would have received an upgrade in lighting, new handrails, and a new coating to protect against the weather. Even though this project was canceled, Iowa City has many projects planned for 2025. The Iowa legislature is in full swing for the new season.
DITV's Kayla Smith is live in the newsroom now with some of the ideas making their way through the House and Senate.
Thanks, guys. Now, there have been quite a few bills introduced this January. One of the newest bills is going to be House Study Bill 80, which includes a 5-year pause on new casino licenses in the state. House Study Bill 80 is similar to Senate File 76, which looks to enact the same pause on gambling licenses. The last pause on gaming licenses ended on July 1st, 2024. Now, another bill to look out for is going to be House Study Bill 15, which looks to criminalize the smuggling of non-citizens into the U.S. for either personal gain or to hide them from law enforcement. Being caught in the act would result in a felony charge. This bill was introduced earlier this month and advanced from subcommittee to House Judiciary Committee on Wednesday. Now, these are just a few of the many bills that we're going to be seeing for this legislative session, but for now, I'll go ahead and send it back to Johnny and Avery in the studio.
Thanks, Kayla. A federal judge has temporarily blocked one of President Trump's executive orders. The order would end birthright citizenship for children whose parents entered the country illegally.
Obviously, we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
U.S. District Judge John C. Koffner ruled in favor of the lawsuit brought by 4 states. The ruling is based off of the 14th Amendment, which gives anyone born on U.S. soil citizenship.
Ever since the amendment was passed in the 19th century, that's been interpreted to mean that if you're born in the United States, you're automatically a citizen, whether or not your parents are here illegally.
The order is one of many that the president has signed that deal with illegal immigration. Democrats are warning that if the order does go into effect, families will be broken up and inflation will continue to rise.
I think that dreamers, farm workers, and families bring us together. So we will be speaking about these 3 important items as the debate continues.
Relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
On February 19th, the lawsuit claims it could impact around 100,000 people who were born in the U.S. Iowa City Council approved renovation on North Gilbert Street this spring. The $2 million project is to repair the road and sidewalks between Brown and Gilbert Street. Construction will be done in sections throughout the spring, which will allow homeowners access to their driveways. Contractor will be chosen mid-February. Most of the work is expected to take place in the fall.
An Iowa State student was arrested this Tuesday for encouraging people online to stalk University of Iowa students. Police seized suspect Jack Urselius' iPhone, MacBook, and Dell laptop on Wednesday. According to police, Urselius is accused of messaging people via the messaging system Kik. Through these messages, the suspect sent images of two unidentified University of Iowa female students, asking the group to follow them. He allegedly wanted to take photos of the women without their consent. Urselius claimed he was tracking the women's locations on Snapchat. He is currently being held on $20,000 bail and potentially faces 5 years in jail.
A Coralville man was arrested in Iowa City early Thursday morning. 36-year-old Robert Gatewood is being charged with public intoxication, first-degree harassment, and harassment of a public official after allegedly involving himself in multiple altercations at the Come and Go on East Burlington Street. When approached by police, Gatewood allegedly threatened to assault and murder the officers and refused to take a voluntary breathalyzer test. If convicted on all counts, Gatewood faces up to 26 months in jail.
A bar in downtown Iowa City is shutting down after 52 years in business. Sanctuary Pub was known for its live music, craft beers. After selling several odor changes the past decade, the bar finally closed back in December. The building is now up for lease under Barklow and Associate Realtors. A new cell phone policy has been implemented in the Iowa City School District. The policy states cell phones can't be seen or heard from the beginning of class until the end. Smartwatches are allowed in class but can't be used to communicate. Earbuds and headphones are also not permitted in class. The district hopes this will help reduce distractions and improve academic engagement.
And coming up later, one of the biggest performances of the year as a special guest.
Also, the week ahead in weather and this weekend in Hawkeye sports.
All that and more right after the break.
In Iowa City, history is being made every day, and DITV is capturing it all. The future of our nation.
I'm here at Big Grove Brewery, where the Johnson County Democratic Party is hosting
a polling
one
location
of many
in
watch parties
Waukesha,
for the debate
Wisconsin,
tonight.
which has been an influential county.
I'm here at Dean Lamar Allen Elementary School in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're a few hours.
Historic careers.
Despite the slow start, the Hawkeyes still managed to get their first win of the season.
Night on the West Coast for the Iowa Hawkeyes, not just because of the loss to UCLA. Defensively, they played a full 4 quarters, but offensively, one man continues to put up.
Student experiences.
I'm at the Ped Mall in downtown Iowa City, the center for nightlife. And bars have been
here at the Ped Mall, where Iowa City residents come downtown to celebrate a beloved
here at the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center, where volunteers are working round the clock to get these animals adopted.
Politics, sports, and art. Local, state, and nationwide. In front of the camera, behind the scenes, DITV.
DITV.
DITV. DITV. DITV.
DITV Sports.
DITV.
DITV.
Is capturing history.
And welcome back, and thank you for tuning in on thedailyiowan.com or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
Now let's take a look back on the Sky Bridge with Jake for the forecast for the week ahead.
Thanks, guys. And even though we are not through winter yet, we can definitely expect a much more warmer week up ahead. Starting with Saturday, temperatures are going to start out in the mid-20s and then start to rise up to the mid-30s. On Sunday, the sun will start out to poke out of the clouds, and then we should see about a mid-teens low and a high in the lower 30s. Then on Monday, the wind's going to pick back up, but temperatures should climb up to about the lower 40s. That'll continue into Tuesday with a low in the mid-20s and a high in the lower 40s as well. Then on Wednesday, it'll remain sunny all day with a low in the lower 30s and a high in the lower 40s. Now, it'll still be cold now, but it should be a much more tolerable week than the previous week, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'll send it over to you guys in the studio.
Speaking of cooler temperatures, Iowa basketball has been ice cold lately.
Yes, Avery, and I think for Hawkeye fans, they're hoping that, they don't want to wait until next week to see these teams warm up. They want to see it right now because they have a big weekend for Hawkeye athletics. And for that, we're going to send it over to DITV Sports with Cindy Goldberg.
Thanks, guys. The Iowa women's basketball team snapped their 5-game losing streak in emphatic fashion. The Lady Hawkeyes put a beat down on the Washington Huskies 2 nights ago, winning 85-61. Coming into last night's game, Hawkeyes star point guard Lucy Olson was just a mere 1 of 9 from the 3-point line. Her cold streak came to an end last night when she was a perfect 4 for 4 from behind the arc and 8 from 8 from the field. finishing with a team-high 20 points. The Hawkeyes will look to stay in the win column when they face off against the Northwestern Wildcats at home on Tuesday night. Iowa men's and women's track teams are set to host the Larry Weiserick Invitational today. The meet will begin with throws at 11 a.m. where the spotlight will be on sophomore Ryan Johnson, who has already set a program and facility record with the 24-meter toss last weekend in the men's weight throw. This mark ranks him as the first nationally in the event. On the women's side, freshman Chioma Nwachukwu is looking to build off of her 53.32 second first place finish in the 400 last Saturday. Her blazing time is now the 7th fastest in program history and currently 3rd fastest in the country. The Hawkeye tennis team is taking on the Kentucky Wildcats at noon today. Both squads are undefeated in the 2025 season, with Kentucky beating East Tennessee State and Murray State each by 6 matches to 1. The Wildcats are led by Julia Ju, who has a flawless win in her singles match against Murray State. She also helped secure a doubles and singles victory. The Hawkeyes are coming off a 7-0 sweep over Illinois State. The 75th ranked Tarazi Dunozkova helped lead the way with both a singles and doubles win. The Iowa women's basketball team looks to bounce back against Penn State after a 3rd straight loss to a Big Ten opponent. After averaging almost 90 points per game this season, the Hawkeyes fell to Minnesota 72-67 on Tuesday. But there is good news for the Hawks as they landed a commitment from 4-star recruit Joshua Lewis, bolstering the team's outlook for the 2025-26 season. As for the game, both Iowa and Penn State are 3-5 in conference play, setting up a must-win game for both teams. Tip-off is set for Friday at 8 p.m. in Carver Hawkeye Arena. The number 2 ranked Iowa men's wrestling team is set to host number 4 Ohio State this Saturday in what will be both teams' biggest match of the season so far. When the Hawkeyes were last in action, they took down number 9 ranked Illinois 28-6, while Ohio State got the win over Purdue 34-10, their last time on the mat. And while both teams enter with undefeated records, only one will leave with their perfect season intact. The match will begin at 1 p.m. at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The undefeated women's wrestling team is hitting the road to New York this weekend. The Hawks are coming off a big win against 4th-ranked Grand Valley State University and need to use that momentum as they take on 4 different ranked opponents this weekend. The Hawkeyes will hit the mat against number 12 Lock Haven, number 15 Sacred Heart, number 19 Elmira, and number 6 Presbyterian in the 2025 college duels tomorrow. The first duel is set to start at 11:15 a.m. with the last duel beginning at 3. The Iowa gymnastics team will kick off their home opener against the 20th ranked Minnesota Golden Gophers this Sunday. The Gymsharks fell short to 9th ranked Ohio State last Saturday and are looking to get their first Big Ten win under new head coach Jen Llewellyn. Led by Big Ten Freshman of the Week Ava Stewart, Minnesota is undefeated so far this season with one win in the conference. The Hawkeyes will lean on 2024 Olympians Cassie Lee, Aurelia Tran, and Sydney Turner to boost the team to a win. The meet will be streaming on Big Ten Plus starting at 2 p.m. Well, it's going to be a big weekend in sports, but for now I'm going to send it back over to Johnny and Avery.
Thank you, Cindy. And a wave of euphoria hit the country when Kendrick Lamar announced that singer-songwriter SZA would be joining him on the stage for the 59th Super Bowl. This decision was made after Lamar and SZA announced they would be going on tour together in April. Both the pride of Compton and South Central Los Angeles, the 2 artists met in the Mad City through their mutual label Top Dog Entertainment.
They called out all the stars, and fans are going to love the show. Lamar and SZA are staying humble and in their element. The Super Bowl will take place in the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans on Sunday, February 9th.
And don't turn your TV off because this show is sure to bring home some high power. And Avery, I can't escape. Cannot wait to see that, as long as it's not the Chiefs playing in the big game. But we'd like to thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
For Jake Rios, I'm Gunny Moore.
And for Kayla Smith, I'm Avery Arns.
See you again Monday morning right here on DITV.